producer of a Lieutenant Lopez documentary, Lieutenant Colonel Demetrius Green with Hillsborough High School ROTC, Gretchen Wegner, media specialist, and Patty Parker, parent liaison for Lieutenant Lopez Elementary, Marlia Serrett, administrator of Lieutenant Lopez Veterans Nursing Home, Mr. Zach Zelliff, who will be speaking here in just a little bit, Kelly King with Hillsborough High School, the principal. I see here my friend Gerard Abbott with the Order of the Purple Heart and himself a proud Marine, Joe Greco with Tampa Firefighters, and Colonel Jim Fletcher, president of Vietnam Veterans of America, Tampa Chapter 787. I'd like to invite up here my friend Mr. Zach Zelliff, a student who, along with his sibling, won an award for a Lieutenant Lopez project. Zach, if you want to say a few words, buddy.
Good afternoon and buenas tardes. My name is Zach Zelliff, and I am happy to be here today to honor our hometown hero, Baldomero Lopez. My brother and I learned all about Baldomero through our National History Day Triumph and Tragedy project. With the help of the Honorable E.J. Salcines, not only were we able to complete the research for our project, but we were able to felt like we became part of Baldomero's extended family. Our exhibit tells the story of a brave and selfless Hispanic Marine who gave his life to fight for his country and stand up for people who he never knew. We learned that Baldomero applied himself, excelled in academics, and demonstrated great leadership potential at an early age. He graduated from the United States Naval Academy and became a Marine. Baldomero was captured in an iconic photo of the Korean War, leading his men over the seawall in the Battle of Incheon. Within minutes of landing on Incheon on September 15, 1950, Mr. Lopez sacrificed his own life to save his fellow Marines. Coincidentally, this is the very same date we now celebrate as the beginning of Hispanic Heritage Month. While the photo is well known, the name and rich Spanish-American heritage of the officer photographed is not. It is only appropriate we celebrate this great Hispanic-American hero whose love of country knew no limits. We are so proud to join all of you today in doing our part to perpetuate his lasting legacy and preserving this amazing piece of history. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Zach. We appreciate your words and your dedication. Like somebody said, to anybody who doubts the future of our country, you take a look at young people like Zach and you get a real good reassurance. Next, I'd like to introduce somebody who needs no introduction, our wonderful mayor of the city of Tampa, Jane Castor, a woman who is dedicated throughout her life to not only our veterans, but all of our first responders, including our law enforcement officers, our police officers, our EMT, and everyone in our city. Mayor Castor, come forward.
Thank you so much, Councilman. And I read the article that Zach and his brother had in the paper the other day about the incredible project that they did honoring Lieutenant Lopez and his sacrifice. And I can say, echo what Councilman Vieira said, that if you have any concerns about our youth, you can read that article and know that we are in good hands with these two. And if you meet the brothers, you'll know that Zach is the one in charge because he's here reading the speech today and his brother's in school. So that's the way those things work. He definitely is in charge. Now this has a real place in my heart as an individual, clearly as an American and as a patriot. But my father, Walter Red Castor, actually served in the Korean War years and years and years ago, and clearly way before I was born. But we are here today to honor the 70th anniversary of the heroism of Lieutenant Baldomero "Baldy" Lopez. He was only 25 years old when he threw himself on a grenade to save those individuals that were under his command. And he was given the Medal of Honor posthumously many, many years later. but clearly a hero in our hearts and minds here in our community. And his legacy lives on not only in his nephew that is here today, Mike, but also in the school that is named after him, in the veterans retirement home that is named after him. And so these are individuals that we can never forget. We can never forget their service and their sacrifice that has allowed us the freedoms that we enjoy every single day in the greatest nation in the world. I know that they are going to come up and speak in a minute, but I also have the utmost respect and admiration for Craig and Lori Gross, who are Gold Star families that I have had the pleasure of working with over the years and getting to know. And they too have made the ultimate sacrifice by losing a family member. But I want to provide a proclamation, and I think I would give this to Mike. This is a proclamation from the city of Tampa, and this is as we are starting our National Hispanic Heritage Month of September, where we recognize and honor the men and women who have played an important role in the development of the United States of America and have bravely served in the United States Armed Forces in the name of democracy and freedom. The son of immigrants, the late Lieutenant Baldomero "Baldy" Lopez, was born in Ybor City in Tampa, and grew up playing sports, delivering newspapers. He went to Hillsborough High School, where he graduated number 3 in his class in 1943, and he also went to the United States Naval Academy in Annapolis. Joined the United States Marines as a second lieutenant, was assigned to Camp Pendleton, promoted to a first lieutenant, and assigned overseas during the Korean War from 1950 to 53. As was stated, he landed in Red Beach during the Marine Incheon landing on September 15, 1950, largest amphibian invasion since D-Day, and he scaled a 40-foot seawall with a ladder to lead his men into combat, exposing himself to enemy fire. As he prepared to throw a hand grenade, he was shot in the shoulder, which prevented him from throwing that hand grenade, and he quickly threw his body on that hand grenade, losing his life in order to save the lives of those under his command. He gallantly gave his life for his country 7 decades ago, and for his heroic actions, he received a Purple Heart, was posthumously presented the Congressional Medal of Honor by President Harry S. Truman in 1953, and the community has recognized his bravery and sacrifices, including memorial tributes located in downtown Tampa, Ed Bratta Sports Complex, and at the Veterans Memorial Park and Museum that commemorate his gallantry. Lopez Elementary School, Baldomero Lopez State Veterans Nursing Home, First Lieutenant Baldomero Lopez Cargo Vessel, and the Korean War Veterans Association Local Baldomero Lopez Medal of Honor, Chapter 175. Now, I, Jane Castor, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of the city of Tampa, do hereby proclaim Tuesday, September 15, 2020, as Lieutenant Baldomero Lopez Memorial Day in the city of Tampa, Florida, and urge all citizens to join together on Tuesday, September 15, 2020, at Tampa City Hall to honor the life and legacy and recognize his bravery and sacrifices made on the behalf of all of us. Congratulations, and thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
We also intend to light up City Hall in red, white, and blue in Lieutenant Lopez's honor this evening. So anyone that is in the area this evening, please stop by and take a moment to thank him for his service and sacrifice. Thank you all, and God bless.
Thank you very much for your leadership, Madam Mayor. Next, I'd like to introduce a fine man, Dwayne Mallory, himself a United States Army veteran and Outreach Director for Tampa Congresswoman Kathy Castor. Come forward, Dwayne.
Thank you, Councilman.
I have a letter from Congresswoman Castor. Dear friends, today we mark the 70th anniversary of the death of a true Tampa and American hero, First Lieutenant Baldomero Lopez, United States Marine Corps. First Lieutenant Lopez was born in Ybor City, son of an immigrant from Spain who enlisted in the U.S. Navy and later went on to graduate from the U.S. Naval Academy. In the face of imminent danger, on September 15, 1950, he saved the lives of his fellow Marines by falling on a hand grenade during the Battle of Incheon during the Korean War, sometimes America's forgotten war. Because of this selfless, heroic act, he was awarded the Medal of Honor. In a familiar Tampa story, Lieutenant Lopez was the son of Spanish immigrants who became a revered son of Tampa. I am proud to announce that earlier this year, the U.S. House passed a bill to establish the National Museum of the American Latino, where First Lieutenant Baldomero Lopez's story should be told. Today, on behalf of the constituents of the 14th Congressional District of Florida, it is with great honor that I present this family with an American flag that was flown over the U.S. Capitol. Sincerely, Kathy Castor, United States Representative, Florida District 14.
Thank you so much, Dwayne, for that. Next, I have the great honor of introducing two good friends of mine who are wonderful individuals. Craig and Tony Gross are Gold Star parents of the late Frank Gross, who was killed in action in July 16th of 2011. These are two of the most involved individuals who have given our country everything, and they continue to give back. It is our pleasure, it is our honor to have with us Craig and Tony Gross. Come forward.
Yes, my name is Tony Gross, but as my husband says, it's no reflection on our personality, unless we get into a fight. My husband Craig and I are grateful for the opportunity to be part of today's celebration and recognition of the extraordinary life and sacrifice of young Lieutenant Lopez, and to honor his family, Colleen and Mike Lopez. As I read and learned about the hero, as I read and learned about the family and life of Tampa's hometown son and hero, United States Marine Corps First Lieutenant Baldomero Lopez Jr., I realized that our true Gold Star families shared several attributes. Both Baldy Jr. and our son Frank were single and unmarried service members. Like Baldy Jr., our son's home of record was the Tampa Bay area. Like Baldomero Jr., our son Frank was one of two children, and both of the boys were born in August. Both United States Marine Corps Lieutenant Lopez and U.S. Army Corporal Frank R. Gross gave their lives for our nation, and they were 25 years old. Like Baldy Jr.'s parents, Baldomero Lopez Sr. and his wife, we became Gold Star parents and shared the same deep loss of a beloved son. I'd like to close with this quote. One of the greatest sins is to forget where you came from. We are a nation of immigrants. Lieutenant Lopez was the son of immigrants. He worked and toiled hard to become a Marine and have the opportunity to serve his country in uniform. That is powerful. These are the words of Tampa City Councilman Luis Vieira. So I'll invite my husband up here for the next part.
Thank you. On the 27th of this month will be Gold Star Family Day nationwide. A lot of people do not even know that there is such a holiday. But it's necessary that we remember those who have given the full measure for our country. It's been said that the only soldier that ever dies is a soldier whose name is never mentioned again. I make this solemn promise to the Lopez family. We will never, ever stop saying Baldy's name. Never. On the 27th of the month, we will be lighting luminaries at our home, and there will be thousands of them lit throughout the nation. A luminary simply means a source of light. If we quit doing what we're doing here today, our nation will become nothing but a flicker on the radar of history. It is a tradition to light a luminary in honor of someone who has gone on to their eternal reward. We can never forget those who sacrificed so much for our freedoms. Jesus said, "No greater love has any man than this, than he who lays down his life for his friends." I'd like to ask Mayor to come forward, and also Lewis and Mike, if you would come forward also. First of all, we are going to present Mike with a Gold Star pin, as he is a direct relative of Baldy, and if I can affectionately name him that, you know.
Absolutely.
But wear this pin with honor.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And we also have a luminary for you, for Lieutenant Baldemaro Lopez. We have one also for Lewis. Where's Lewis? Oh. For Lewis with Baldemaro's name. And Mayor Castor, I'd like to have the honor of asking you to light a luminary in honor of my son, Corporal Frank Robert Gross. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, Craig and Tony, for those very emotional and touching remarks. Next, I would like to introduce my friend and colleague, a United States veteran, Marine, and an attorney advocate for veterans, Mr. Javier Santonzio, who will give brief remarks as well. Javier.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? All right. Well, I am, I think, the only Marine speaking today, so I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I also parked without paying, so I'm probably going to get a ticket, so I'll keep it short for that also. I want to start by thanking Lewis because I'm really honored to be here today. I got off a conference call in St. Pete at 11:38 and headed straight over. I wouldn't miss this for the world. I see some Marines over there, Marine officers, Semper Fi. The first time I heard Lieutenant Lopez's name was in boot camp in the Marine Corps. We learned about his courageous actions in Korea, and we all were shown the iconic picture of him leading his Marines over that seawall in Incheon. That image of him stayed in my mind, and after I left boot camp, I had to learn more about him. I discovered that we had some things in common. We were both first-generation Americans, and we both joined the Marine Corps to distinguish ourselves, our families, and to serve our country. The example he set for all Marines endures to this day and will continue as long as the Marine Corps exists. However, events like this one today will help ensure his legacy continues outside of the Marine Corps. In these divisive and difficult times our country is facing, we would do well to remember Lieutenant Lopez and his final moments. However, if we look beyond his actions in Korea, we'll see a man who spent his entire lifetime putting the needs of others above his own. He was selfless and dedicated to improving the world around him. He was a hero long before he set foot in Korea. I hope that we all leave here today inspired by Lieutenant Lopez's life and legacy. Let his example remind us to do what is right, no matter the cost, always. Thank you.
And next and last, but certainly not least, I would like to introduce a man who is the number one in the city of Tampa, champion of the life and legacy of the late Lieutenant Baldomero Lopez. He is our former state attorney. He is our former 2nd District Court of Appeals judge. He is the man who put this all together. I am a mere bishop to his pope in this event. Judge E.J. Salcines is the man who works tirelessly to keep alive the legacy of Lieutenant Baldomero Lopez. I could go on and on about the things that this man has done. I remember a couple of years ago, he heard that I was interested in Lieutenant Lopez, and he goes, "Louis, I'm going to pick you up tomorrow." He comes up in his Cadillac and takes me on a 3-hour tour of Lieutenant Lopez sites. He is a great man. Judge E.J. Salcines, welcome him.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You massage my heart by this large turnout to remember Tampa's great hero, Tampa's favorite son. Tampa has had a lot of heroes, but no one has ever equaled the loyalty, the dedication, the courage, the leadership of a Hillsborough High School alumni who graduated from the U.S. Naval Academy, chose the U.S. Marine Corps, and then his last few words on earth as they were offloading on that seawall in Incheon, he told his platoon, "Follow me." Key words in his life: follow me, follow my example. A demonstration of leadership. They went over that wall. The entire company, a company, was under attack from 2 pillboxes. Lieutenant Lopez knew exactly what he had to do. He had been well trained. He crawled and took out the first pillbox with a hand grenade. He crawled to the second pillbox, and as he took off the pin and got ready to throw the grenade, the machine gun in that pillbox ripped him apart. He fell back. He dropped the grenade. His first thought was, "I got to get rid of this grenade." His next thought was the most important alert to his men, to the entire A company. Live grenade. He didn't even think another second. He rolled his body on top of that live grenade and took the full impact of that explosion, saving at least 100 of his men there in A company. Captain Stevens immediately wrote a letter to his superiors. It went up the chain of command, and it landed on the desk of none other than General Douglas MacArthur. When he read of the dedication, loyalty, commitment, patriotism of the little boy from Ybor City by the name of Baldomero Lopez, the son of an immigrant from Spain and his mother a descendant of Sicilians, MacArthur was so taken by the courageous act of this young man that he immediately wrote a letter to the Baldomero Lopez family here in Ybor City, and then wrote to the President of the United States saying, "This young Marine deserves the highest medal that the United States of America has to offer," what was known then as the Congressional Medal of Honor. Now, Congressional is no longer used, but Medal of Honor is how we refer to this great recognition of bravery under fire in combat. Today I'm especially pleased to see so many representatives of the different schools, hospitals, companies that take the name of Baldomero Lopez as a single recognition. I'm pleased to see that the Centro Asturiano, where he is buried right here in Tampa, has representatives here, and they maintain that cemetery in an ideal manner in honor of that great hero of Inchon. I'm pleased to see that the principal of Hillsborough High School is here, together with the professor of military science and tactics, the head of the ROTC, Lieutenant Colonel Green, who is here. I'm so pleased to see that the principal of the elementary school in Sefner that carries the name of Lieutenant Baldomero Lopez is here. That the representatives from the great Veterans Administration hospital, nursing home, right here in Land O'Lakes are here. I'm so pleased to see that the Marines have sent a representation from MacDill, and we're honored that you all are here. Thank you very much, Major, and your men. Hillsborough High School alumni have been very active in keeping alive the memory of this distinguished American. Not only is their president here, but also the young man that has composed a YouTube presentation that's being played as we speak in Hillsborough High School, so that all the students at Hillsborough High School will know what a great alumni. And I'm also very pleased that we have a representative from the U.S. Naval Academy, where Baldomero Lopez graduated from. I'm especially proud that this young man and his brother have received the highest awards that the state of Florida has to offer, including the Medal of Honor Society, recognizing their outstanding exhibit concerning Baldomero Lopez. In closing, let me tell you that Baldomero Lopez was very grateful to this nation. It had embraced his father. It had embraced his family. He felt very, very committed that he owed a debt of service to this great nation. He couldn't wait to graduate from Hillsborough High School to enlist in the Navy. He was the regimental commander of the ROTC unit at Hillsborough. In the Navy, they quickly recognized his leadership qualities. They plucked him out of the Navy and sent him to the Naval Academy. He then went on to China. He then came back as an instructor at Pendleton, and then couldn't wait to join his company in the invasion of Inchon. The picture of the invasion of Inchon, of a man in his uniform going up the stairs, you can't hear the words, but the man whose back has been photographed in perpetuity was Lieutenant Baldomero Lopez, hollering to his men, "Follow me." Tampa, Florida, the United States has much to be grateful for the loyalty, the dedication, the service, the commitment and patriotism to Lieutenant Baldomero Lopez from Tampa, Florida. Yes, all have given some, but some gave it all, and he did it for his country. God bless Baldomero Lopez.
Thank you, Judge EJ, for your leadership and your constant championing of the legacy of Lieutenant Lopez. Before we leave, I wanted to recognize two people. First, I miss Judge Thomas Palermo, who's here. Thank you, Judge, for being here. And I saw out of the corner of my eye somebody that we could do a whole one of these about. We have here a woman who to me is the grandmother of Tampa, a woman who just means everything about everything that makes this country great. She is more patriotic than George Washington. Martha Vila. Let's give Martha Vila a hand. Thank you, Martha, for being here. You really honor us. I mean that. We love you, and I love you. Thank everybody for being here. We wanted to again thank all of our distinguished guests for your very kind and your heartfelt words, and for Judge Salsinas for your leadership. Thank you very much. God bless everybody. Thank you.